what happens is the owner of the pizzeria, played by Joshua Jackson, Mr. Victor Lapani. He's like, hey, kid, I used to be an amateur boxer, but, I'm getting my ass kicked by these loan sharks. Can you train me in the ways of Kung Fu? And Lee's like, okay, I can do that. And so we get the inverse, where you have the Karate Kid essentially teaching an older person the ways of mixed martial arts. It's like, this is, okay, it's different. Different than what we've seen in the past of the Karate Kid films. The younger generation teaching the older generation. It's like, all right, that's fine. And there is actual chemistry between Joshua Jackson and Ben Wayne. Like, you like them, you like their relationship, nice little, community eating pizza all the time. It's wonderful. But the movie eventually says, fuck all that. All right, that's over. Like, audiences are not coming to see this new relationship, okay? Because we gotta bring in the nostalgia. This is the problem with the film. So, I am a fan of The Karate Kid, the original 1984 film starring Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. Kind of one of the quintessential 80s movies, I would say. If not in the top 10, certainly the top 20, though. Probably would make a lot of people's top 10 list. And just having rewatched it recently for our, watch party series that we do on Wasted Wednesdays and, Fridays as well. I found a new love for that film. I mean, not only because it's, yes, the score is great. Obviously, you love the soundtrack. They have some good action scenes, doing all the karate and kung fu and all that. It's like very, very fun. But really, the best aspects of that movie, the thing that I enjoy the most about it are the characters, are the relationships. Like, I really love the chemistry, for instance, between Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita, between Daniel-san and Master Miyagi. They're great. It's a wonderful father-son bond. They both need each other. That's the thing. Like, having not seen the movie in a while, I forgot about a lot of the aspects, the tragic aspects of Mr. Miyagi's character. And I like that they really lean into that, bringing up, real world, history, everything with Japan, the internment camps, of course, but also the personal tragedies of Mr. Miyagi as well, and how that also has an impact and effect on Daniel. It's like these two people were just meant to be with each other, establish this wonderful bond. But even outside that, like, like some of the most iconic bullies of all of 80s cinema. It's hard to beat Biff from Back to the Future, but Johnny Lawrence is up there, Chad. He's a close number two, right underneath Biff. But then you also got, like, great performance by Elizabeth Shue, and the actress that plays Ralph Macchio's mother in that, whose name I sadly forget off the top of my head. She's wonderful. She has so many great scenes in that film. Just, again, a really great movie, and one that I just have a renewed appreciation for. And then, like, listen, there's other entries in the franchise. Like, I really like Karate Kid Part 2. I also like the change of setting, going to Japan. Does it reach the same exact heights as the first one? Maybe not, but I think it's still a really good sequel. The third one, it's not a bad movie. It's one that I haven't seen too much of. I definitely watched it once, maybe bits and pieces over the years. It's not bad, but I don't think it lives up to the hype of the original two. And then you got the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank, which I think I saw on the Disney Channel years ago. And I don't remember too much about that. And then, of course, you had the Karate Kid remake, which really isn't a remake anymore. It's the one of Jackie Chan teaching, little Will Smith Jr., Jaden Smith how to be a good Karate Kid. Not even a good Karate Kid, a Kung Fu Kid. That's a missed opportunity to call it Kung Fu Kid, but whatever. And then, of course, Cobra Kai, which I think has revitalized the Karate Kid franchise. I mean, absolutely has, right? Which originally started out as a YouTube series when YouTube was, like, really leaning into doing their own original content and streaming shows. It was probably the biggest success they had. Instead of focusing on Ralph Macchio's Daniel, although it is a character in the show, it mostly focused on Johnny Lawrence with William Zabka reprising his role, having the years not be too kind to him, being washed up, a failed marriage, a kid that resents him, and him restarting Cobra Kai. I haven't watched all of the series, which apparently went on for 6 seasons and is a huge success. I heard it gets a little goofy, but, a lot of people love it. And the season I did watch, the first season, I thought was great. I enjoyed it. It was just one of those ones that it came out at a time where I was watching so many other things and was so busy and a lot happening. Never got to watch all of it, obviously. And, but I've always heard good things. And so I guess that brings us to this new movie, chat, Karate Kid Legends, where it combines the world of the original Karate Kid, the trilogy, and Cobra Kai with the remake. Because it's no longer a remake, Jack. Jackie Chan was there the whole time. You just didn't notice him. Him and Jaden Smith, they were always there. Always watching Mr. Miyagi and Daniel San. Kind of. Honestly. Because I'll tell you what, this film opens in the 1980s, like during the events of Karate Kid 2. And I thought, are they gonna like CGI in like a young Jackie Chan who's going to the karate school that Mr. Miyagi's family has been running for generations? Are they gonna do that? No, but they do something adjacent to that. Well, one of was just kind of cool. Like, I like the beginning of the film because it also made me nostalgic, having just watched the original Karate Kid and having really nice warm feelings towards its immediate sequel. And it opens up with Daniel San going to the original dojo that Mr. Miyagi learned as a child and eventually taught all these students in Okinawa, Japan. And and it was during that sequence where Mr. Miyagi explains the history of how this dojo, how the Miyagi clan came to learn karate and then later teach karate. And then that's when they bring in the retcon. That's when they start retconning some stuff. And it's like, yeah, there's this one time when my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, he crash landed in Japan. Or, excuse me, he crash landed in China, Japan, China, two different countries, despite what some people say. Crash landed, washed up on the shores of big old China. And who did he meet? The great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather of Jackie Chan, who taught him the ways of Kung Fu. And he combined the ways of Kung Fu and karate and brought that back to me. So essentially, like, all right, so if anyone has any issues with Jackie Chan now being featured in the series, don't worry. Mr. Miyagi and Jackie Chan knew each other the entire time, so shut the fuck up and get on board with this film. And then we cut from that, and we are immediately in what is the first half of the film, essentially, where we're following a new Karate Kid, or a Kung Fu Kid in this case, played by Ben Wayne. Plays the character of Li Fong, who is the great nephew of Jackie Chan's character of Mr. Han, again established in the now not Karate Kid remake. And I'll tell you what, at the top, I don't know if I've seen this kid in anything else, Ben Wayne. He's actually pretty good. He actually has a lot of charisma and a lot of charm. I can see why they'd want him to like lead this newest iteration of the Karate Kid franchise. Like, they got the right guy for this. They have some right elements in this movie. It's just that the film itself is just so... it's fine. It's just generic. It's just we're kind of spinning our wheels and... there's just not a lot of new elements. It's so familiar. You've seen this story. You've seen this story because the story is it's the Karate Kid again, where they change up some things to a degree. Like Lee, again, he's the great nephew of Jackie. Jackie Chan loves him. I love this nephew of mine. But Lee's mom, played by Ming-Na Wen, Mulan herself, she's like, I fucking hate Kung Fu. I hate karate. I hate all of it, all right? We're getting the hell out of here. We're getting out of China, and we're going to New York. I'm a doctor, all right? I'm getting paid a lot of American money, all right? And we have to relocate. And, Lee obviously doesn't want to do that. Jackie Chan doesn't want that because he wants to be close to his niece, wants to be close to his great nephew, who looks as a son. He's like, all right, I guess I'll see you in 45 minutes. Which is, he disappears for a good chunk of the film. And then we just focus on Lee, and not even Ming-Na Wen. Ming-Na Wen, she just kind of comes in there occasionally to scold, her son. And you find out the reason why. She's like, I don't want you to practice Kung Fu because apparently, Chet, when you learn Kung Fu in China, then the various evil organizations, the criminal underworld, don't like that. and they come after you and they stab the shit out of you. And so his brother apparently died because he knew too much kung fu, and the mom doesn't want that to happen to her youngest son. So she's like, stop that. And he's like, okay, I'll stop that. But obviously he does not, because as we all know, there are a shit ton of psychotic bullies, like Stephen King level bullies in New York City. So he goes to New York City, meets up with, a nice, hot broad. Her dad owns a pizza shop. The dad makes pretty good pizza, but he's also in debt to some loan sharks. A loan shark who also owns a karate dojo, and his prize student is a psychopath, right? And this psychotic student harasses Lee, his new girlfriend, Mia. And, he's like, all right, well, I got to put a stop to this. But the psychotic bully, he's too powerful. He just knows too much kung fu. He knows too much karate. It's rough. Plus, he's being taught by a loan shark who is also harassing the Mia's dad. Now, they do an interesting spin on the relationship where, people are like asking, so when does Jackie Chan and like Ralph Macchio come in? That's late, much later. That's in the last third of the film, all right? This is a whole nother movie. A movie that they were hiding in all the trailers. Because you watch those trailers, at least the ones that I've seen, and it's like, oh, this is just about Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. These two people that were impacted by Mr. Miyagi coming together to train this new kid, this new karate kid. That's not what the movie's about, at least not initially. What happens is the owner of the pizzeria, played by Joshua Jackson, Mr. Victor Lapani. He's like, hey, kid, I used to be an amateur boxer, but, I'm getting my ass kicked by these loan sharks. Can you train me in the ways of kung fu? And Lee's like, okay, I can do that. And so we get the inverse, where you have the karate kid essentially teaching an older person the ways of mixed martial arts. It's like, this is, okay, it's different. Different than what we've seen in the past of the Karate Kid films. The younger generation teaching the older generation. It's like, all right, that's fine. And there is actual chemistry between Joshua Jackson and Ben Wayne. Like, you like them, you like their relationship, nice little, community eating pizza all the time. It's wonderful. But the movie eventually says, fuck all that. All right, that's over. Like, audiences are not coming to see this new relationship, okay? Because we gotta bring in the nostalgia. This is the problem with the film. This is like two Karate Kid screenplays mashed together with a sprinkling, if you will, of Cobra Kai. That's what it feels like to me. Where it's like, oh, we're going to set this up where it's like kind of like a direct sequel to the original remake, and it's focusing on, Mr. Hans and the next generation of his family moving to New York, all right? And then he meets this guy who asks the kid to train him. It's like, okay, it's a little different, but still very similar. It's like, all right, but at least these two have chemistry. And again, like, Ben Wayne's not doing a bad job. It's just the material is just not, it's not popping like it is in the original film. But eventually they're like, all right, we're done with this storyline. Get out of here. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but they just fucking retire it completely. Joshua Jackson disappears for the rest of the movie. And little Ben Wayne, his bully, his psychotic Stephen King bully, is like, listen, man, and he beats the shit out of him. And he says, listen, if you want to fucking fight me, the next time you're able to fight me is in this tournament. And then they have a new tournament that's just happened in the middle of New York City. And the kid goes, okay, but this kid's clearly better than me. He knows karate. I don't know karate. And Jackie Chan comes back because he hears he's getting his nephew's ass kicked. He's like, I can't have my nephew getting his ass kicked, okay? And he's like, well, Jackie Chan, I don't know what to do. All right, you taught me kung fu, and he's not green. That's the thing too. It's like he actually is like a good fighter. It's just that he doesn't know all the mixed martial. He doesn't know karate. And he's like, Jackie Chan, I don't know karate. He's like, who are you gonna get to teach me karate? He's like, I know of one person, the most talented, karate master in this hemisphere. And then, boom, we're in Los Angeles, and he goes and talks to Daniel's son, Ralph Macchio, who really isn't in the movie until like the last 25 minutes. This is a short film. This movie's like an hour and 27 minutes. You're going to only get like however many minutes of Ralph Macchio. He comes in, and I guess he's just living at the the Miyagi estate, essentially. I don't know because this takes place, I assume, after the events of Cobra Kai. So I don't know if he's living there. I don't know if he's divorced. I have no clue, but he's kept it up. He's making all the fucking money off of Mr. Miyagi. I mean, Mr. Miyagi was a millionaire. I don't know if you guys knew that, but this guy was clearly fucking rich. He had oil fields. He was pumping from. He had all these amazing cars. He had owned apartment complexes. Like, Mr. Miyagi had a lot of fucking wealth. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Miyagi, since he looked at Daniel's son as like, you're essentially the son I never had because the son I had died in childbirth. You're my son now. I'm giving you everything, which is very sweet. And you actually, again, so much of this movie does rely on nostalgia, and it's not really earned. But I have to admit, I did like the scene where they have like Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio remembering essentially Pat Morita and his influence on both of them, even though, like, well, obviously there's legitimate influence that Pat Morita had on Ralph Macchio and Mr. Miyagi had on Daniel, and this manufactured, influence for Jackie Chan. But whatever, it was nice. And then the next third of the movie is just Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan just training the fuck out of this kid, like beating the shit out of him sometimes too. Remember that scene in Captain America Civil War where you have Cap and Bucky and there's pounding the shit out of Iron Man? Kind of get a little bit of that where it's Ralph Macchio, it's Daniel's son, and Mr. Han, Jackie Chan, just beating the shit out of this kid for like a minute. That was funny. But then we get the whole tournament thing in this movie, and it's just like a montage too. It's not, and yes, you have like the original Karate Kid montage in the first film, but even then, like, they still showed a lot of those fights anyway. They had them play out a little bit before they move on to the next one, see what Cobra Kai's doing, see what Daniel's son's doing. These are just like, all right, let's fucking go. Here's the first fight. Boom, it's over. It's like that, and they throw up, and this is kind of weird because the movie didn't establish this aesthetic. They start like putting up like these weird like art things. Like suddenly you have like it's like visuals, the visual aesthetic of something like Street Fighter, where it'll pop up and it'll say combo breaker, and it'll say, if you hit the person like how many times, it'll say 2, 3, 4. It'll be like that. Be like, this is weird. It's kind of coming out of nowhere. It's like in Batman, we have the words kind of bip, bam, wow, and zap. It's like they start doing that. And it's like, why? This is weird. And so again, it's like they have these two very different ideas of a Karate Kid sequel smashed into each other, and they're just not really working as one cohesive thing. It's weird. Like, there's moments in it where I'm like, this is good. This actor's doing a good job despite the material, but it's not cohesive at all. And it plays out how you think it's going to play out, where Ming-Na Wen finally gets, the goddamn stick out of her ass. She's like, all right, I'll support my son. They finally bring back poor Joshua Jackson, who thankfully is not paralyzed after what happens to him. And Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are like, look at our little Asian kid we raised together. Isn't this great? Isn't this wonderful? And that's really it. There's just nothing that really stands out to me, and it's too bad, just because the Karate Kid is had a lot of renewed enthusiasm surrounding it for the last going on a decade now. You want to capitalize on it. It just feels like they're just kind of going through the motions with this movie. Like, there's some interesting elements here, some charismatic elements, but nothing is popping. It's not even the actor's fault. It's not Ben Wayne's fault, which I actually want to see him in more things. I actually like him as Lee. Jackie, it's crazy to see Jackie Chan old, though. But even Jackie Chan still has those Jackie Chan-isms. Like, oh, sorry, I don't want no trouble. Like, he still has that. It's like, oh, it's fun, even though he's much older. And Ralph Macchio, it's great seeing him, and just kind of incredible. He's played this character for, God, now at this point, 40 years? 40 years. And here he is again. It's kind of amazing, but it's the writing and it's the direction that I think lets all the other elements that do work down. And you're just kind of left with a really generic, sequel, legacy sequel, retcon entry in the franchise. And it's too bad. I wish this was better. I think it could have been. You just need to have a better vision at the top. You just need to have a good script and a competent director. I just didn't feel like those elements were in place. So it's like, yeah, it's not the worst, movie I've seen this year. It's not the worst legacy sequel I've ever seen. But it's just kind of, it's fine. It's fine. And I guess that in itself is disappointing because, again, with the revitalization of this franchise, you would expect that they would have put a little more effort into it. And they just don't. But that's just my thoughts on Karate Kid Legends. Those of you who've seen it, did you like it? Were you more mixed on it? Did you just downright hate it? You're like, I'm done with Karate Kid. Just give me that OG film, that OG trilogy. Where's Hilary Swank? Why didn't Hilary Swank show up? Where was Jaden Smith? Probably losing his fucking mind somewhere, I'm sure. But let me know. What about you guys? How do you feel?
5 minutes later.
Oh, man, Stab Fu, yeah. I'll tell you what. Kung Fu and Karate are no match against Stab Fu. That's true. Ben Wayne was great. Yeah, he's the best thing in the film. I legitimately like him. I was like, this kid has charisma. I want to see him in more things. Yeah. Cobra Kai used to be one of the greatest stories in entertainment. A lot of people like it. The Karate Dad. They should have called it the Karate Dad. Yeah. Yeah. Script blend. It's definitely like two different ideas to blend together. It's very weird. So skip. You're not missing much by skipping this. They should go over different forms of karate like Shotokan karate and Taido karate. Yeah. As far as I know, according to Karate Kid, it's karate and kung fu. No difference, okay? That's what it is. Kapow, yeah, they're doing kapow and combo breaker. That's called, whatever. Whatever. They're doing like video game stuff popping up, and it's weird. It does sound like two scripts mixed in one, yeah. Jackie Chan might be old, but still could kick over. But, I'm sure. Yeah, no, you can still kick my ass. Oh, it's there. It exists. I have no idea if it was even in production until a week ago. This is a film no one needed or want. Yeah, just when it was coming out this week, I was like, oh, shit, that's coming out. I got to go watch it. And I did. I watched it, but it's like, yeah. Bishop's like more no interest in the scene. This, to be honest, the next review of it. Let's fucking go. We're going to get to it. Roman News, that sucks. Yeah. Hilary Swank was boxing someone. She was boxing someone else. Yeah. 100%. Oh, boy. Glee, I think 100 days. Nice to catch this one. Yeah, Glee, welcome. I just finished my review for Karate Kid Legends, and again, it's just, I don't hate it, but it's just generic. It's just generic, and it's safe. Although there are some elements where it's like, this is potential. There's some good performances in it, but it can't overcome just the mediocre direction and a script that's clearly so many different ideas, and they're just not cohesive, so that's a disappointing aspect of it. But thank you, Glee. Thank you, everybody. I do appreciate that. Jeepers Swag, I was curious, but I skipped this one. Don't know if I'll get to it if it's out there. I wouldn't. I wouldn't see it in theaters. I watch it on streaming. Do that if you are curious about it. Again, in the grand scheme, like, I don't know. Like thinking, like, where do I rank this in the franchise? Again, I haven't seen all of Cobra Kai, so I don't know if I can rank Cobra Kai, but in terms of the films, let's say in terms of the films, Karate Kid 1 is still, I think, the best one. It's a great fucking movie. There's a reason why it's so iconic and so beloved. It's well directed, it's well written, it's a terrific score, a great soundtrack. You have really good performances throughout it. It's such a, you think of the 80s, you think of the Karate Kid. It's one of those. I really like the sequel. I haven't seen it in a while, but I've always had appreciation for it. Of the Karate Kid films, it was the one that, other than the first, was the one I'd also seen the most. And so I thought that was great. I like the change in location. The third one was always like, hey. that's when it was like running on Steam at that point. And then you have the one with Hilary Swank, and to be completely honest, like I think I've only watched it once. It was on the Disney Channel, but it's been so fucking long. I don't remember a lot. I really couldn't tell you. So I thought if I were to rank the mainline films, I guess this one is. So I have put 1, 2, 3, and maybe this one. I guess this one, and then maybe the Hilary Swank one. But I don't remember the Hilary Swank one very well. So I can't really say. But I feel like that's my order, and then I can't really talk about Cobra Kai, because I like Cobra Kai like that. So if I were to say, like, maybe, I guess I would rank Cobra Kai as the first season at least. Let's say that. I can't say the whole story of Cobra Kai, but in terms of the first season, I would say it's underneath the second one for me. I would say 1, 2 Cobra Kai season 1 or whatever. The third one, as I just said, this one Legends, and then next. Oh, and the remake. I always forget about that one. The 2010 movie. Who fucking cares? That one, I don't know. Jesus. I don't know. I guess underneath Legends, I guess. I don't remember a lot about Next. It was not memorable. It was not memorable at all. I haven't seen that since it came out 15 years ago, so I don't know. I guess I would rank this one under Legends. Or I'd rank the remake under Legends. That's what I would do. There you go. What about Cry Dog? I don't know. I can't speak. I didn't see that spinoff. Maybe I should review it. Maybe one day I'd go through the entire franchise, do spoiler reviews, scene by scene by scene breakdowns. That could be fun. I remember Chan using Small Child as a nudge. I actually don't. I don't. It's been 15 years. It's been a long time.